ACHR Aviation staying airworthy under the current bearish market storm after completing a successful flight test campaign for its midnight EVTOL at Al Bateen Executive Airport in Abu Dhabi. The tests showcased the full flight capabilities of Midnight, including vertical takeoff, transition, and wing-borne flight under local environmental conditions, especially heat and sand. ACHR has begun receiving payments under its agreement with Abu Dhabi Aviation for the program, which aims to make Abu Dhabi the first region to launch commercial eVTOL operations. It's also working closely with the UAE's General Civil Aviation Authority, GCAA, to accelerate regulatory approvals, and with Etihad Aviation Training to advance pilot readiness. This flight test follows ACHR's collaboration with the UAE's Integrated Transport Center, ITC, and signals strong progress towards certification and commercial operations in the region. Additionally, Abu Dhabi recently announced plans to develop an air taxi network with over 10 vertiport sites, further supporting the implementation of eVTOL technology. Also in the UAE, Joby Aviation hit some headwinds following a larger-than-expected third-quarter net loss of $401.23 million and a delay in its UAE certification, now expected in Q3 2026. While the company is still progressing toward FAA-type certification and ramping up in-house manufacturing, these delays raise concerns about its near-term profitability and the pace of global growth. Nonetheless, Joby cruises on, with investors staying on board, driven by continued technical and business breakthroughs. For example, it made its first turbine-electric, autonomous VTOL aircraft, marking the integration of hybrid turbine propulsion with its proven electric platform. This hybrid aircraft is designed to offer greater range and payload capability, targeting applications such as long-range air taxi services and potential sales to civilian, commercial, and defense customers. The flight testing, which began 3 months after Joby announced the concept, demonstrates the company's vertical integration and rapid development pace, as well as the benefits of dual-use technology, which can serve both defense and commercial markets. Speaking of which, the partnership with L3Harris Technologies brings added value to the hybrid aircraft, with L3Harris providing expertise in platform missionization for defense applications, including autonomous operations and contested logistics. The U.S. government has prioritized hybrid aircraft for military use, requesting substantial funding for next-gen platforms in its FY26 budget. Joby's collaboration with L3Harris is poised to fast-track the development of these aircraft, with government mission demonstrations expected to begin in 2026. The aircraft is also poised to advance Joby's commercial ambitions, benefiting from its integration of Superpilot, Joby's autonomous flight technology. Joby's hybrid aircraft builds on a strong foundation of over 50,000 miles of flight testing on its all-electric platform and is entering the final stage of FAA certification. It's also participated in autonomous military exercises, demonstrating the maturity of its autonomous technology stack. The hybrid platform promises to bring longer range, agility, and autonomous capabilities to both defense and commercial markets. Returning back to the Middle East, Joby has entered a partnership with the General Authority of Civil Aviation, GACA, in Saudi Arabia, aiming to deploy its electric air taxi services by 2026. This collaboration will help create a regulatory framework for air taxis in the kingdom, aligned with FAA standards. Additionally, Joby has signed a letter of intent with Alatau Advanced Air Group, AAAG, in Kazakhstan for the potential sale of its eVTOL aircraft, with a focus on advancing sustainable aviation and creating a new air mobility ecosystem in Central Asia. Over in the UK, Vertical Aerospace is loving the UK Civil Aviation Authority's newly published policy consultation, which outlines the regulatory framework for the commercial operation of eVTOL aircraft by 2028. Aligning with Vertical's planned certification and market entry timeline. The framework includes key regulatory requirements, such as pilot licensing, flight operations, vertiport infrastructure, and aircraft airworthiness. Importantly, it reaffirms the adoption of EVTL, the European Union Aviation Safety Agency's high safety certification standard, which ensures a globally recognized certification pathway. Recently, Vertical received its permit to fly from the UK Civil Aviation Authority and began the final phase of flight testing for its VX4 aircraft, which already secured over 1,500 pre-orders. Next, keep an eye on those gray British skies nearing the end of the year, as Vertical is preparing for a December unveiling of a new aircraft design. In Canada, let's keep the British and aviation connections going with Horizon Aircraft and its hybrid EVTOL aircraft, the Cavorite X7, which recently hosted Brigadier General Brendan Cook from the Royal Canadian Air Force. During his visit to the company's facility in Lindsay, Ontario, he toured the operations and was briefed on the Cavorite X7's hybrid electric architecture and its potential for defense applications. He expressed interest in the aircraft's versatility for tasks like contested logistics, medical evacuation, surveillance, and more, highlighting the role it could have in future NATO operations. Then, for those harsher winters like those in Canada, Horizon Aircraft has been awarded a $2 million grant through Canada's INSAT program to support the Crystal Project, which aims to develop an all-weather eVTOL capable of operating in icing conditions. Critical for tasks like medevac and disaster relief, the project will focus on advanced ice detection technologies, a major breakthrough for eVTOLs and helicopters, which face operational limitations in icy conditions. When talking power, Horizon also selected Pratt & Whitney Canada's PT6A turboprop engine for the Cavorite X7's horizontal propulsion. A well-established choice for aircraft with vertical takeoff and landing capabilities. For more on stocks and crypto, follow Ascencore. See you next time.